Okay, everybody, so this is Sherman Riggins, and this is my fourth installment in my 4 and 4 challenge videos. And today I want to talk about my passion for pushing through bad situations, going forward in spite of, it doesn't matter. So what I want to talk to you about, though, in particularly, are three words. The first word is fear, second word is doubt, and then the third word, one of my favorite words, failure. And I want to say to you right off the bat that these three words are actually your friend. And in some cases, they can be your very best friend. You just have to learn how to use them. Let's talk about that first word, fear, or let's call it a trickster, because it kind of tricks you. Fear is your friend because whenever you're afraid to do something, it's normally an indicator that you need to go ahead and do it anyway, right? In the Army, they teach us to do an ambush. And in during an ambush, the goal is to get the enemy to go into a certain location where we have set up or trained all our weapons to fire upon that location, and therefore we can inflict the greatest amount of harm upon the enemy. So life kind of does this to us. So life just gives us these bumps and these bruises, and it pushes us around, and we head down a certain path. We lay out plans, and we're down on that path. We encounter different things, and in encounter those different things, we get afraid. And like the enemy in an ambush, they get afraid and then they don't push through the ambush area, or through what we call the kill zone. And in not pushing through it, they actually end up allowing us to inflict the maximum amount of harm upon them. Life's the same way. Life, once you get stuck, once you start standing still into a certain location, you are actually allowing life to now heap more and more and more upon you, which now inhibits your ability to break free of it, inhibits your ability to push through it, and to go on out there and to succeed whatever it is that you're trying to succeed. Fear is what makes you stand still. Push through fear. Will Smith has a great YouTube video where he talks about whenever he went skydiving and how afraid he was of skydiving. I would suggest you look at that. But fear, the acronym says FEAR, false evidence appearing real, is just that. We only have two real fears, the two that we're born with, which is the fear of falling and the fear of a loud sound. But even as babies, we learn to deal with these fears. So all the other fears that we have are pretty much taught, pretty much learned. Those fears, we need to learn to deal with those fears and push through them, push beyond them, and go on to where it is that we're trying to get to. Now, this next word I want to talk to you about, and as it relates to pushing through bad situations, is doubt. D-O-U-B-T. Doubt, doubt is just that. It is just that. It is your train of thought that you can't do something. The belief that you or somebody else cannot get something done, that you can't do something, that you can't push through your fear. Understand that? So doubt and fear go hand in hand. Normally, once you start to doubt something, you automatically start to get afraid, and now you're not doing the things that you should do. You don't push through. On the other side of doubt and fear is a path to success. You just need to keep continuing down that path. Push through it and eliminate doubt. James Allen, in his book, As a Man Thinketh, said that the will to do springs from the knowledge that you can do. So once you start doubting yourself, just remember that somebody's already done it. If you don't believe me, just Google the thing that you're trying to do. You'll find that somebody else has already done it, and they'll be more than happy to tell you how they did it. So go ahead and do it anyway. Also in his book, James Allen says that he who conquers doubt and fear has conquered failure, which leads me to our third word here, failure. Failure is actually my favorite of these three words, because I know that on the other side of failure is success. So you have doubt and fear. Once you push past those two, you get on the path to success. Along that path to success, there's just these little failures you're going to have. Sometimes they could be big failures, right? But you still have to push through those failures, because every failure takes you higher and higher, brings you closer and closer to the success that you're trying to achieve. P. Diddy said that failure is the tuition that you have to pay for success. Failure is the price you have to pay for tuition, is the tuition you have to pay for success. There's been thousands of failures before us, before you. Thomas Edison, 1,000 times trying to make the light bulb. Colonel Sanders, 1,000 times trying to get somebody to buy his recipe for Kentucky Fried Chicken. Jay-Z, 12, 13 different record labels turned him down. 12 or 13 record labels. You can't even imagine that even happening now. So much so that he ended up selling his first CDs or cassettes out of the trunk of his Corsica. Oprah Winfrey was told that she didn't have a look for television and she got fired. Mark Cuban was fired from 2 or 3 different jobs before starting his own company. The list just goes on and on. The Wright brothers, who created or were the first people to get Powered Man flight, crashed an average of 5 times every time they went out trying to accomplish Powered Man flight or flight. 5 times. Bill Gates' first company, colossal failure before he created Microsoft. Elon Musk put $300 million of his own money into SpaceX, his rocket company, and the first 2 rockets crashed. So if he puts $300 million in, that means each rocket that crashed was worth $100 million. And he still put money into the 3rd rocket, and then he achieved success. So don't be afraid of failure. Don't be afraid of fear. Don't have fear. Don't be afraid of doubt. Don't be afraid of failing. You're going to fail your way to success. It is absolutely the way everything happens. If you meet anybody who tells you they've never failed at anything, I question what they've actually done. Yeah, maybe they have had success, but the success that they've had probably has been minor or minute compared to the potential success that they could have had. They probably could have had even more success, but they decided to play it small, and they had their success that they had. And that's fine and dandy. But think of how much more success they could have possibly had they gone out there and tried something a little bit more difficult. They probably could have had even more success. So ladies and gentlemen, this is something I am passionate about. Your ability, your willingness to push through whatever situation that you're in. Ignore failure. Ignore fear. Ignore doubt. Figure them out, but then just push past them anyway. And on the other side is your success. Thank you.